Hello and welcome to the post-match show of the game between Nepal and India. India somehow defeated Nepal 2-1 in the second kind of a series, second match of the series. First match between both the countries was a draw 1-1, and today India got a new scorer in form of Farooq Chaudhary. I think Farooq Chaudhary has scored in past. I'm not sure. I have to check the record correctly. Sunil Chetri did score on a counter attack, and that eventually became the winner of the game for India. And in the end, Tej Samang from Nepal scored that stunning goal to make it score line 1-2. And it was nervous 5 to 6 minutes for India in the stoppage time. Nepal was coming all over to the Indian defense to score that equalizer, but eventually India held that score line with the subs and everything. Purnoy Haldar came on, Mohammad Yasir came on. India basically got the Suresh also came in since India scored the first goal. So India get into the defending mode and scoring the goal in the on the counter attack from the Chetri. As I think tough luck for Nepal. They were very good in the first half. If you ask me, I think kind of better than India in the first half. But India eventually made that comeback and shown that individual quality was better than Nepalese players. You can say that maybe system wise India is not that better, but of course, you have somebody like Sunil Chetri, international goal. He's third in the active goal scorer list. Of course, he has that quality. And Chetri with first assist with the first goal. He scored the second goal. Thapa with the assist in second goal. So this is, if you ask for in the two games, Thapa has one goal, one assist. Chetri has now uh, uh, one goal in this game, one assist, and of course Farooq Chaudhary scored in this match. So I think it's lots of points to take from this game. Before I do that, let's take the thoughts from Sudesh. Sudesh, how was the game for the Nepal?
I think this is a performance that we can be proud of. Like the first half was completely Nepal all over the place as we expected, and the second half was not as good. But there were chances that we couldn't finish, and I think that was it. The performance wise and then the system wise, I think Nepal were the superior sides, but India took their chances and then won the game. But still, the last 10 minutes were kind of very nervy for India, and it's plain it's up to us. It's up to the forwards that we couldn't convert the chances that we created. And at the end of the day, if you don't finish your chances, you're gonna be at the losing end of the fixture.
Before coming to the game, what are your thoughts on the Nepal making three changes? Anjan Vista going into the bench. Is it something like giving chances to the other player, or is there any knock or something with the player he rotated today?
No, this is a very familiar sight ever since Abdul Al Matari has taken over Nepal. In the friendlies and the World Cup qualifying matches that we played against Australia, Anjan Bista actually started from the bench, if I'm not wrong. And this is kind of a very good alternation. And this is a privilege that he has. He has quality attackers in his disposal. But today, unfortunately, Islama couldn't deliver in the first half. So as you could see, he made changes in the 43rd minute just to capitalize the momentum of the first half and go into the halftime with a 1-0 lead. So this is completely normal. Anjan had no other issues. Then it was just a tactical change, in my opinion.
Yeah, India did made a lots of changes. By the way, I think in defense we got somebody like Pritam Kotal back. I think that made defensively India strong from that right side, but from left side India became very weak with Subhashish Bose and Sana not able to neutralize the Nepalese right side. The right side of the attack, and in midfield, of course, we got Apuya and Thapa back, which gave India more control in the midfield. Up front, I think it was a mix of you have Sunil Chetri, then you have Rahim Ali playing, in upfront too, you can say Sunil Chhetri was playing as a withdrawn forward and secondary striker, and then you have Manveer Singh from right, and of course you have Bipin Singh from left. I think Bipin did well in those first 45 minutes. I'm a bit surprised that he was taken off at the halftime. And of course, India then made the changes after the halftime. Farooq Chaudhary came, and eventually that serve again second match in the row. Last game Thapa, this game Farooq Chaudhary now the substitute scoring for India, and I think what a goal from Farooq Chaudhary, because it's not it looks simple, but for a youngster to do that in front of away fans, especially the team is not doing well, and he we went with a calm and finish to from that Chetri's flick from his header, and a good long ball from Sana. But I'm surprised. And if I am in the press conference, I will ask Igor Stimac right now that he has been saying that India is playing passing football, passing football. Now to get this victory today, India kind of changed their football into the long ball football.
Yeah.
Majority of India attacks came when India went long. I think maybe it was tactical because maybe Nepalese player are not that physically strong as compared to the India counterpart. But I think if you ask me, this question need to be uh, asked to the Igor Stimac, that why he switched to the long ball football now. So let's see. I think that's my opinion on India. And overall, I think first half Nepal did well. Can you summarize for Nepal that what changes tactically he did, and how the Nepal second time in a row surprised India in the first half of the match?
Yeah, so if you look at the changes that Nepal made, there was no changes in the midfield, and they were pretty confident that their midfield would work, and it did work in the first fixture. And the changes were plainly simple. It was kind of a replacing situation. We had Mani Stangi who could do something with the ball every time he was on the ball. He could run, and then we had Ais Lama starting from the striker's position. And I think the intent was to bring in those two players, Novayug from the bench as well as Anjan to make an instant impact in the second half. But Nepal started really well. They caught India by surprise. And the most prolific change that I would say today that happened in the first half was Suzar Shrestha getting an edge on the left flank. Trust me, he has been a left winger and he has also played in the left side of the midfield, but I've not seen him play as a fullback. So the intent was quite, obvious from Nepal. If you don't have Anjan Bista on the left flank, you should have someone who can run and make those overlapping runs. So I think that's what surprised India so much. And then this is completely out of the tactical equation, but the intensity that Nepal showed today in the first half was relentless. They were pressing very high up in the pitch, and they were clearly the more energy packed sides out of the two. And I think that's what made the difference in the first half.
Yep, but I think eventually I think India did win 2-1. I'm not sure of the performance, but finally I got Stimac got the third victory of his Indian tenure after a long gap. This is the victory after, I think, this is India's first victory uh, after, I have to check exactly that after which match India. This is India's first victory.
I
I think
think it's after against Bangladesh. Yeah.
yeah, we won against Bangladesh. Yeah, and before that, I think uh, 1-1 Nepal, 1-1 Afghanistan. Yeah, 2-0 against Bangladesh. Then there was a victory against Thailand in Kings Cup, and there was another victory for India. Did India won against Curacao? No, I think they once again Thailand and once again Bangladesh, and this is third against Nepal. But I was surprised that India went long. Maybe it's because of the pitch. Maybe it was because of the weather also, because I think pitch was also not that good, and there was some controversy also. The Indian team didn't got the uh, time to train because the facilities which given to them was submerged in the underwater, and eventually I think India did train only one before the match. But I think at the international level, maybe sometime it doesn't matter a lot. Even a one training session is fine. So that's for India.
Yeah.
I think Farooq Chaudhary looks good from India point of view. I think he looks like to be scoring more, getting into the scoring position. Rahim Ali did well. I was surprised that he was given a start. Over like some like Brandon. Brandon was not even called from the bench. So this maybe looks like a older India going 4-4-2 flat. Hitting those long balls. I think that would be my question for Igor Stimac. Whenever I get chance to ask to him that why he switched to the long ball football, for this match. Is it just for this match, or going ahead we're going to see the similar type of football from Indian side? What is next for Nepal? Are they doing any camp or something after this
Yeah,
game?
they are depart. Yeah, they are going to Doha on the 10th of September to prepare for the SAF championships that are to be held in October. So they'll have a month-long camp before the SAF championship, and they'll depart to Maldives directly from Doha. So they have a very long schedule planned out. And I would like to add on something that you just mentioned about Igor Stimac's approach changing in mid game. He has always been an advocate about keeping the ball low, making those passes, and it's obvious by the choice of players that he does. Singh, he's a very good ball playing central defender and stuff like that. But I think as much as it was a change of tactics, but it was also an adaptation. I think Nepal really forced India to kind of change their approach today because, as I'd written in my piece on Khel now before these two sets of friendlies, I clearly pointed out that this would be a stylistical battle. Both of the teams like to have the ball, and both of the teams would want the ball, and the team who would succeed in keeping the ball would eventually, outclass the other. So today, I think that's what happened in the first half, and that's what
No,
changed the
but
approach. And I don't,
you you have to consider also the India's playing 11. India went with 4-4-2. I think that might be the approach. Going into coming into this game, especially seeing the playing 11. I think I look it's like a 4-4-2. I think they will go long. Of course, Nepal did force India to play more long balls. I think that they
yeah,
came up with the plan. Eventually, I think you can't say that this happened during the game. I think before the game, the instruction given by the coaching staff might be the that go long, force their centre back, to be, pin, and then have Manveer Singh. Rahim Ali is also
yeah,
very. It's even as a young player, he's a physical player, and then of course we know Sunil Chhetri that even he is not that tall, he can win those header, and we seen that in the first goal which Farooq Chaudhary scored a long ball from Sana from left sided from left from nearly he was on the left back position, and good long ball from his right foot, Sunil Chhetri bringing it down for Farooq Chaudhary, and I think cool and calm finish from Farooq Chaudhary, I think. And I think looking like India's maybe now moving away from their old wingers like Udanta, Ashik, now maybe seeing more of Bipin, Farooq, and Leston Klaso. But I was a bit surprised with the playing 11. And once I saw the playing 11, I figured it out that they might go long ball route in this match, and it was same from India. So I think a bit disappointing on the performance point of view, if you ask me, that India was not looking that comfortable, and I saw the ball also bobbling around on the pitch, so maybe it's the circumstances, maybe this is just for one game, so we have to see, once India play in SAF championship, that and then
yeah.
of course there is another international window coming up in November, so we have to see maybe that, if he will keep continuing playing long ball, or it's the circumstances, the pitch, the match, and then he needed to win also, that he went long. I think that's for India. I think overall, then second goal, Thapa with the assist, and Chitri, I think he had Suresh Singh running past
Yeah,
parallelly to him, and there is no way Chitri is going to pass him that ball. I know Chitri is not selfish, but he was in a very good position coming from left side, having a ball on his right foot, and that go for the finish to score his 74 international goal, which again he remains on third position, one goal behind Lionel Messi, and of course we know who is number one, Cristiano Ronaldo with 111 goals. So I think SAF ground is also similar to these. I am not sure. Maldives have bit, and of course it's about the rain also. It's not raining Maldives nowadays. It's raining in North India, Nepal. So I think you have to consider that also. I think SAF pitch is really better because we have seen AFC Cup games in Maldives. Same pitches, same ground will be used by Maldives.
yeah.
And there is controversially moment at 74 minute when Igor Stimac was given yellow card. Was it was it penalty that for you, or is it 50-50, or Nepalese defender got the ball?
I think that was a 50-50 for me, but I really wish I could have looked at it from a better angle because I couldn't get the better angle from the broadcasting side. But I think it was a 50-50, and Igor Stimac getting on the pitch, I don't think that was a nice of a sight to see.
I touch and go for me. I think I saw one replay, but it was also on a fast pace, and and there was
Yeah,
not that clarity. I think if it was given, it might be the penalty. I will have no complaint if it was given. But I think that's touch and go 150-50 decision. You can't say that it was penalty because there was not enough replays available for us to see. So I'm sure
us to
referee,
figure out. Yeah.
yeah, but then referee was a bit lenient. Sometimes I've seen some tackles on Thapa, Puya, which was not given. So I'm not sure. Is it? I think he gave some soft decision towards Nepal, and this is not something I'm saying because I'm Indian, but I saw that some decision was a bit soft, and because considering the pitch and situation, I think he need to protect the players more. and I think which he didn't done from especially considering Indian side. And I think you can say it was decent performance of the referee, but I think if he has given that penalty, I would have understand why he has given that penalty, you know. So
Mhm.
talking about Nepalese player, I think Saurabh Seshta says Nepalese player also made lots of mistake. Saurav Roy says it was penalty. He challenged from back, same on ball. But you have to see the ball also changes
Yeah.
direction, you know. So I think is it tackle from the Nepalese defender, because if ball doesn't change the tackle, his direction, its direction, and then sometime referee gives the penalty. I think so. Maybe he got the man and ball together. So let's see what wrong with Manvir. He can't cross because Manvir is not the right winger. I've been saying this again and again. Uh, but you know, if you ask me, he should play central. If he don't, I think we should try a winger like Bipin Singh, some like you know, Liston Kalas was the right wing. Uh, Chetri played 120 matches. Messi plays 150 matches. Messi got 76 goals. Chetri got 75 goals. There is no comparison of the quality between both the players. It's just a record which we are aware. What tactics did India play? I think India's tactics was very simple: 4-4-2, go long ball, or you can say 4-4-1-1. I think Igor Stimac used this formation before once he came to India initially on a similar kind of formation. I think Sudeep Kumar says that was a penalty. There was a slow replay where he touched the ball, says communities support. I think somebody from Nepal. That replay was not shown in India. I am not sure it was shown in Nepal or not. India far better than Nepal, says Saurav Roy. Manveer Singh is fantastic in ISL, but what happened to him in national team? And there is similar question for uh, lots of players, not just Manveer Singh. Uh, Goalpost says referees from Nepal. That's why he has been supporting Nepal. Pitch was, I think, yeah, pitch was not that good. Uh, yeah. So now coming into the Nepali subs, did any substitute made any difference according to you?
I think when Anjan Bista is coming on from the bench, he all an impact is expected of him, and I think it did make an impact. Up until Nepal conceded the first goal, I think there were more chances than ever, and then I think they did make like the changes, and the direction of play also kind of switched. As I remembered, because when Anjan Bista comes in, and you have someone like Tej Tamang winning the ball from midfield, and supplying to someone like someone like Bishal Rai, yeah, someone like Bishal Rai in midfield who can run. So you can always see that skew towards the left hand side or the left half space, and that's the most notable difference that I saw from how Nepal played with the starting lineup and with the changes in. So I think those were the two vital substitutions that Nepal did in the 43rd minute. I don't see anything that happened after the 60th minute. I think it was the decisive card that Abdul Al tried to play, and
I
it
think
kind of
both the
did
games.
happen.
I think both the games Indian subs did better. If you ask me, I think they made more.
Yeah,
They made more changes in the game. If you ask me, and in Thapa in the last game, Farooq Chaudhary, both the goal scorer, came from the bench. There was no kind of rest for Sunil Chhetri. I think he has played now two back-to-back games, but that shows the
yeah.
fitness level of Chhetri also. I think he is on a very strict diet and he takes care of his body. I think and I met Chhetri once. I think last year he was visiting some academy and he told, "I don't do anything. I just play football. I play football, I sleep, and then I eat my diet. That's it. I don't do any you know, kind of brand work. When I have to do, I have to make it schedule for it, and everything, all work related, everything is done by his sister, his wife, and his father and mother. He says my work is just to play football and just to sleep, and that shows in his fitness level. You know, he was running hard on that counter attack, on that counter attack. Is shown that quality also. You know, and it's not that even he's now, I think he's 35, if I'm correct. At that age he was showing example to these young footballers, like not just from, he's 37 now, by the way, not just from India but from Nepal also, that you know what kind of discipline and what kind of fitness effort is required to play at the international stage, score those 74, 75 goals, you know, for your country, and you know, be that one of the top goal scorer throughout the world. So I think a good example for all the youngsters coming up, you know. And this was his 75th goal for India, and now he is just one goal behind Messi. Have 76 goal, and then of course UAE Ali Makwaut also have 76 goals. Then of course we have no Cristiano Ronaldo with 111 goals. I think Chetri will take over Messi during the SAF Championship for sure. It looks like to me, and I think by the time he will at least come back to the second rank, because I think SAF Championship he will get the chances to score those goals and do well for India. So that's from India. Indian team next schedule is I think they will come back now, go back to their ISL clubs, respective ISL club. I think before the another small camp before SAP Championship. There is no update from EFF at this moment that are they going like Nepal is going, like Sri Lanka is going. Are they going to go to UAE or somewhere to train? I think it looks like at this stage they might stay in India and then go to Maldives directly and then play the games there. But I think players will return back to the respective clubs because clubs are preparing. Many clubs have already started their preseason in between of their preseason. Other clubs, I think, will start in next 10 to 15 days. They will start their preseason. I think the foreign staff, foreign players started coming to Goa now. So I think because Durand Cup also started in India, so many ISL clubs are busy in that also. So I think it looks like India might not go outside, might not a longer camp, but I think that should be enough for the preparation of SAF Championship, which India has won record breaking time. What do you think about Nepal chances going to SAF Championship now? And it's a change of format. You have a league and Robin round.
Yeah.
So considering that, what do you think about Nepal chances? What changes he need to make? Rohit Chand coming back, how he will help the team?
Yeah, so there are realistic chances of Nepal doing really good in the SAF Championship, and I cannot speak if they can win it or not, but they are certainly in a position where they can challenge for the title. So I think the team is doing quite well, and they have only been together for like 4 or 5 months under this new manager, and then after that, I think the Doha camp will also do, and play a really good role in their development as a team as they go to the SAF Championship. So I think Rohit Chand's addition will be definitely a plus. And considering how the Nepalese forwards have not impressed in this tournament, I think Abdul Al-Mutari will be really, really concerned about how the forwards can be more incisive and how he can convert those balls from the middle third to the final third. I think that's the uh, major takeaway from these two friendlies against India. Defensively, you'll have someone like Rohit Chand coming in. Midfield, you have it covered, and with sudden tweaks, I think you can also get someone like Bikram Lama or someone else, or find a combination among Teis Tamang, Suman Lama, and then Pujano Perkoti. You can find those, and then in the forward line, you can definitely work on your finishing. So I think it looks great. Although we would have loved to be on the winning side, I think it's a major takeaway, and I think Nepal can do really good if the preparations go in the right direction.
Yeah, so people are asking about Suraj Chhetri availability for SAF Championship. At this stage, there is no comments from AFF or IGOS TMAC that he will be not playing SAF Championship. I think uh, considering the we Sunil Chhetri wants to play for India, score goals. I think Sunil Chhetri will be there in SAF Championship. But ideally, India should be taking their majority of under 23 squad. Which will be playing the AFC under 23 Championship qualifiers. So I think, but at because of sponsors and everything, and the Sunil Chhetri is the star boy of South Asia, not just India. So I think that's also the commitment from AIFF which they need to fulfill, because there is already news coming that India is joining the Central Asian Football Association as an invitational team, and there was already rumors on social media that India is leaving SAF, which AIFF cleared to Khel now, that Kushal Das cleared that India will stay in SAF. India can't go away from SAF because India is founding member from SAF. I think Sunil Chhetri will be coming for sure on the SAF Championship. At this stage, of course, there is no decision taken on that under 23 card will be there or not. But I think considering what Igor Stimac has said till now, I think we will see the mix of senior and the under 23 team in the SAF Championship. Also, you have to figure it out that Igor Stimac needs to win games. So I think he can't risk that, consider taking the under 23 team and then losing those games, because those will count as a senior team matches. Those will not count as under 23 matches. I think it will be a mixed team. There were questions related that who will be the what will the India's midfield for the SAF Championship. If you ask me, I will go with Thapa, Apuya, and Brandon of the midfield three, irrespective of 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 formation. And I think you have someone like Glenn Martin, Suresh coming and helping around. They can also start, but I think these first these three should be first three choices of midfielder. And then of course, you have somebody like Sahel also on the bench. Sahel today was not on the bench. I think there's reports that he was injured, so I think that might be the reason. Sana not confidently playing without Jingan. I think being a now Sana is a senior center back. If there is no center back in the team, Pritam Kotal is a right wing back or right back, or you can say he's a center back for 81. But then Sana became the main player. But I think he did well today, considering that he got also that long ball to Sunil Chetri head, which through which India got the um, um, through which India got that goal. So I think it's going to be interesting month now, how India and what changes Agostino does to his team. I think Ashik Kuran will be fit by the time SAF Championship come. Will he drop any player? Will he, of course, Sandesh Jingan is in Croatia, so I'm not sure Sandesh Jingan will be available for the SAF at this stage, because European club doesn't release players for the regional tournament like these. I remember Gurpreet being in Norway, and there was some controversy around that also. So I think if Sandesh Jingan doesn't come for the SAF, India has the worry. They need a center back, and I think we don't have much matches in between. It's just Durant Cup in between. So who will be that center back to partner with Sana? I think I'm not sure. Preetham, Subhashish haven't given me any confidence in these two games, and this is against Nepal. Then Maldives, Bangladesh are also good side. So let's see. I think center back will be the first priority for Igos Timac. I think left back is another concern. I think he's not happy with Akash Mishra. He given Subhashish Bose a chance because he defensively, I think, bit better than Akash Mishra. So I think left back is another position where he need a player. Somebody like Jerry Mointhama, who's not tried till now. I'm not sure will he call him up for the calling up for the SAF Championship. That's another question. I think India has quite of headaches going into SAF Championship. What changes he need to make, from where he will get that center back. Somebody like Anwar Ali, who is now cleared by AFF to play competitive football at the top level, who played under 17 World Cup, who scored that free kick goal against Argentina under 2020 team, which India under 21, and he was out of top level football because of the heart condition, the condition which is in Europe, players are allowed to play. In Asia, players are not allowed to play. But finally, I Anwar Ali is cleared. Will he call up Anwar Ali for the next camp, considering there is a Durand Cup in between? Will he consider Durand Cup as a benchmark to select his players? There are lots of questions which Igor Stimac need to answer going into SAF Championship. Now let's move to the player rating, Sudesh. Any thoughts before we move to the player rating?
No, I was just listening to your points, and since I follow Indian football as well, I think those made legit sense. And then I just have a question. Like this might be completely in a very bigger circumstance, but all these months with Igor Stimac after he took over in 2019, he has been advocate about playing possession-based football with short passes and all. But if he has to receive like if he had to resort to something like a long ball football and win matches like these, will you be happy as an Indian fan?
Um, I think of course results give you confidence, but long ball against
Yeah.
UAE, Qatar, I'm fine with, but long ball against Nepal, Afghanistan, or Maldives, because even under Stephen Constantine, we didn't play long ball against Nepal, we didn't play long ball against Maldives. It was more of counter
Yeah.
attack, controlling position football, from Stephen Constantine. If we are winning with a long ball against Maldives, Bangladesh, I think I will be not happy. Of course, considering if you play, say Vietnam, you're playing Malaysia, you're playing Thailand, you're playing UAE, a second tier team in Asia, you're playing these kind of team, Palestine, you're playing Turkmenistan, you're playing Tajikistan, maybe those games, but I'm still not sure. I think Igor Stimac came in this job saying that he wants to play possession-based football. Now this game, I can give him a pass that maybe a situation, ground, pitch quality, and everything. Maybe that's why they switched to the long ball, because I saw multiple time ball was bubbling around on the pitch. It was not going
Hmm.
flat. So maybe that's the reason. So I think it is too early to say that he has switched his style. But he went with 4-4-2. I think from the kickoff the plan was simple to go a long ball here. So maybe just situation, maybe just situation from Igor Stimac and the coaching staff to go for long ball football. Uh, and Neeraj says there are glimpses of short passes and position game through. Yes, they were playing some short passes, but it was safe passes, I will say. Whenever India went to the attacking third, I think it is a more from the long balls. So I think uh, that's the approach at this game. I'm not sure will you go long ball at the SAF or not. I think people are already fed up with the excuses they say, because there was reports coming up before the game. India has not trained. In the game might called off. I think then we of course we checked in Nepal that on fire, and AFF said they are
Yeah.
not calling off the game. So you can say that you can say that uh, maybe Indian fans feel that he give excuses, but I'm not sure at this situation. And I think players need our support for sure, because it's not that Indian football is followed by masses. So I think Indian fans need to support the players, but I'm not sure AFA will sack him irrespective. India win SAF championship, India lose SAF championship, because I think they are planning with him. Under 23 team will go under him. So I think, and then there's a game in Jan and Feb. So we don't have enough time to do the turnaround to get a new coach, new coaching staff. Because a new coach will need time to select his team. So I think at this stage it looked like that Igor Stimac will be India coach going into the next year AFC Asian Cup qualifiers, and it looks something similar for Nepal. Even the Nepali coach have resigned 2 times on social media. Sudesh.
Yeah, let's not talk about this. Let's leave this to another video, or probably if the situation fares, we can talk about it later. So let's move to the players ratings then.
So I like the coach. I think he look passionate, and I think
Yeah,
he will do better for Nepal. And I think this SAF championship can be the open championship. Considering that India might send their mixed team of under 23 of the senior team players, and India is not that settled unit as of now. I think this SAF championship can be the open SAF championship. Maldives, Bangladesh, Nepal. I think they can win if they play well. And I think all three team has the quality to win SAF championship, because India is not playing the best football till now. Do you see
yeah.
Sahel and Brandon playing together under Stimac? Uh, until unless you have a solid number six, you can play 4-3-3 formation. Put Glenn Martins, and then put Brandon and Sahel in the midfield three as a two advanced number eight, not number 10. Both of them have to do the defensive duty, and that's one way doing it. Another way is that you put Brandon or Sahel, either of them on a left wing, and put one of them as a number 10. I think that's can be the only way with the current team setup, with the current formation. So I think they should be trying, because they both are the technical players. Uh, and of course, Indian fans are still not happy with Igor Stimac. Even the India has won this game. Seriously, possession, we are getting possession, that too from defenders in our own half. If it is like this, then I can also coach Indian football team with better position, says Govinda. So yeah, Thapa and Brendan together. I think that should be the India's midfield. After watching these two games, I think Apuya, Thapa, and Brendan should be India's midfield going into the SAF Championship. Uh, no, put Apuya, then Sahel and Brendan. The reason I want don't put to Apuya, because Apuya is more of a advance, because unlike Glenn, Apuya likes to join attacks. He likes to contribute an attack. When you play two attacking number eight, in form of Brendan and Sahel, then you need one destroyer, one midfield, defensive midfielder who will just sit in front of your both the center back, protect them whenever they required, because you might overrun, because Brendan and Sahel, as they are attacking player, their natural instinct to attack play the attacking football. So I think that's the only way if you want to play both Brendan and Sahel. Now, Sudesh, let's move to the peer rating. I will
Yeah, yeah.
start with you.
I'll
Yeah.
just add something to what you said about finding midfield combination. I think one of the main reasons why Nepalese midfield worked in these two matches was that they have someone like Pujan Operkoti, who is a typical defensive midfielder. Then you have someone like Tej Tamang, who's a box-to-box midfielder who runs his longs out. And then you have someone like Suman Lama, who's an attacking midfielder who's kind of Brandonish type of player. So you have that right combo to play a 4-3-3 formation. So I think that's what you meant, and I just wanted to add an example. Let's go to the player ratings then.
Yeah, let's start with you. You pick up the Nepalese defenders and goalkeepers, and then I will come to with the India's defender and the goalkeeper.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Okay, so today Nepal made three changes, and one of those was in the defensive setup. So let's start with the goalkeeper himself. Kiran Chemzong despite conceding 2 goals, I think he also had kind of a decent match. Uh, but 2 goals are still will skew his readings in the negative direction. So I would give him a 5.5. I've seen him perform better, and so it's a 5.5 day for Kiram Chenjong, and I hope he gets fine soon because I think he had a hamstring problem, so he was subbed off. And by the way, Bisal Shrestha made his debut today for the Nepalese national team. And then we have Sujal Shrestha. I think he was very involved, and I think from the left back position originally as a left winger, I think he was assigned to do the attacking job, and I think he did that fairly well. He took the set pieces as well. So I think it's a 6 for Sujal Shrestha from my side. Dinesh Rajbangshi, as always, was solid, and like the previous match, he unexpectedly did way better than what he was put on to do there. And Dinesh Rajbangshi, in absence of Rohit Chand, did pretty well today as well. So I would give him a 6.5. Ananta Tamang, I've seen him perform better than today because he was the one who was surpassed in the break that led to Sunil Chetri's goal. And I would give him a 5.5 on the basis of what he can perform and how decent of a day he had. Otherwise, he was quite decent throughout the match. And now we come to Gautam Shrestha. He was visible at times and he was doing a job at times. And from the right side, I think he was the only live wire that we could see. So for Gautam Shrestha, I would give him a 6.
Yeah, now coming to the Indian players and rating, just before that, I think the draw for people are asking AFC 2023 AFC Asian Cup qualifiers round 3 draw will take place in October, which is next month. So October FIFA ranking will be used to make the pots, you know. So as of now, I have to check, what pot will be in India, because India's ranking will change after this game. Nepal ranking will change after these two games, and of course I think it will be next year FIFA ranking will be used to make the pots. I think India will like to be on the first pot, but I think we have to check the FIFA ranking and what will be the pots for the next, maybe that's another video we have to discuss. Now coming to the India's player rating, I think Aminder Singh, like we discussed on that video of the preview video, that India will use two goalkeepers, and I've been telling that he might use Gurpreet and Aminder Singh in both this game. He did that. I think he didn't have much to do other than that fantastic strike which Nepal scored, and he could have done the better there, if you ask me. But I will give Aminder Singh of 6. I think it was an okay, decent performance. Of course, there was no clean sheet. Can't give more than 6. I think 6 is the benchmark for all the defenders going into the this player rating, because India didn't kept the clean sheet. Now talking about Saritan Fernandez, I think it doesn't look like that Saritan Fernandez of FC Goa, if you ask me. He was looked like a more of India's right back who has played in past. He was not sure when to attack. His crosses were wavered sometime, and he was not, going ahead as that much he should have gone. So I think I will give Saritan a 6. His side of defense was decent compared from left side. India didn't consider much defend from Nepal's left sided of attack. I think same with Pritam Kotal. He's a very safe player, I think, and we are very solid also. Sometimes was getting dominated physically because he is not a center back, and it's not natural for him to play, that position. So I will give Pritam a 6. Sana, I think nice comeback since last game. He was responsible for the goal India conceded, and he kind of with that long ball he played to Sunil Chhetri, kind of repaid Indian fans for their trust and love. So I will give Sana a 6.5. I think was decent. So Ashish Bose, I think he tried, but majority of the Nepalese attack was coming from the right side. I have seen all the attack, even the goal they scored. I think that ball came from the right side, if I remember correctly. So I give Subhasis Bose a 5.5. Let me just take some player ratings from these players from the chat, and then we move toward the from midfield. No ranking change for Nepal and India after this friendly. India gained 2 points, Nepal lost 2 points. Sakif, that's not how ranking works. Other teams who are playing, their ranking might change. So that's why the ranking go on up and down, and it is an average coefficient. So there's lots of factor when you consider have to consider for FIFA rankings. So let's see. Laughing Walk gave Sana 7 Bose 5. Trimul gave Manveer a 5. Will move towards the attacking player. Kapil says complacency, inexperience is the reason for the goals. It's our nature to be laid back. Uh, that's for Aminder. Goalpost gave 0. I'm not sure why. What does the coach do if the players can't deliver? Says Indranil Roy. He feels the Indian players are not delivering the uh, as coach is asking them to deliver. Uh, Abhishakar Raj says Sudesh Gautam Sreshta was at fault for both the goals. Uh, I League best keeper Kiran says Saurav Sreshta. My opinion on Sax T-Mac, it's very simple. We can't sack him right now. We should. There is there is not enough time for India to get a new coach at this stage, considering we have another uh, important matches coming up, and there is not enough time with COVID and everything to get a new coach, new coaching staff, until you get an Indian coach. If you get an Indian coach, that's the only way if you want to sack him at this stage. Uh, I think yes. So majority ratings, people are, of course, there are people from Nepal who is loving Sudesh. So that's a difference. So they're not here for give their player ratings. So they are here to give a love to Sudesh. Uh, yeah. So Bipin Singh will come to Bipin. Apuya Trimrul said 7. Uh, ISL में सब hero but international में सब zero says goalpost. Interesting. We think our league system is the reason for our situation. Don't know about Nepal's league, but they have improved. Nepal doesn't have anything similar to ISL and I League, by the way. Their league is kind of what is I League second division is. It's a 1 month, 30, 40, 50-day leagues. That's what I League second division used to be. So you can't say that India's league at fault for India's performance. It's India's players and India's coach are the reason for the fault. I think league is doing its job. You can't say the league is responsible for the national team performance. Now coming to the midfield, I think because lots of people are giving the rating for midfield also. Sudesh, over to you for the Nepalese midfield and the for their play ratings.
Yeah, so Nepal went unchanged into this fixture with their midfield. It was again Tej Tamang, Puzanoper Koti, and Suman Lama that started the game. I think Tej Tamang was the standout in midfield today. He scored that stunner that brought the scores to 2-1 and which kind of intensified the match in the dying minutes. So I would give Tej Tamang a solid 7, and Puzanoper Koti, as always, was solid. He was deployed in a screening role and he did that quite well. But we could see less of him compared to the first match. So I would give him a 6.5. And Suman Lama, considering he was substituted at the 43rd minute, I think it has to be 5.5. He didn't play the minutes, and then in the period that he was in the side, I think he was kind of uh, not working in order to complete the Nepalese midfield jigsaw. So I think Coach Abdul Al Mutairi pointed that out really well, and then substituted him in the 43rd minute. So that was my midfield rating for Nepal.
Okay. Okay. And coming into the India's midfield rating, I'm just checking that what Igor Stimac have said in the press conference. I'm just checking have we got any quotes. Yeah, coming into India's midfield, I think we have seen Apuya and Thapa starting for India. I think, and Apuya, I think even it was not his best game. I think he was very solid kind of performance. He was trying to control the midfield. So I will give Apuya 6.5. Thapa, just like always, have been solid for India throughout his career. It's not just this match. We have seen him doing well for India throughout his career. Ali of Thapa 7, he also got the assist. So you have to give zero point 0.5 extra to them. And then, of course, India have lots of forward players because India played with kind of three forwards. But I will take Bipin Singh on the midfield only because you're kind of playing as a midfielder only, wide midfielder. So I will give a Bipin Singh a 6.5. I think it was a decent. I'm not sure was the right decision to sub him off. It was right decision to bring on Farooq, but I think Bipin could have been moved to right because Manveer was very ineffective from right for India. So I think that could have been the sub, but I think it's fine. Maybe coach wants to see more of other players. So I think that's for India midfield. Now coming to you for the forward players, Sudesh.
So the forward line saw some significant changes on Nepal's side. Manish Tangi started. And then we had Ayus Lama starting as the striker and Anjan Bista on the bench, as well as Navayug was left on the bench to start the fixture. So let's start the ratings with, of course, Manistangi. Manistangi was kind of involved in play, if you ask me. He made those runs and he had, I guess, two chances that he could finish better. And those were kind of half chances, but we always expect something better from him. He made those runs and stuff like that. So I would give Manistangi a 6.5. And then Ashish Lama, he was subbed off for Anjan fairly early. So I would give him a 5. He was not that involved in my sense. And Aish Kalan, the teenager, started yet another game. And compared to the first match, I think the impact was kind of limited. So being a little bit lenient here and giving Aish Kalan a 5.5.
And that's look good. Now coming to India's attacking players, especially Sunil Chhetri, I will straight away start with Sunil Chhetri. I will give Sunil Chhetri a 7.5. I think maybe a 8. He was fantastic. I think Sunil Chhetri should be 8 here. I've just maybe written this before his goal. So I'll give Sunil Chhetri a 8. I think, like always, he has been the India's one of the best player. I will say, because we are not seen the India's player in 60s. At least for our generation, he has been, I think, India's best player. I can now say that he has been overtaken by Ching Bhutia, because Bhutia was one of the favorite player. And but just for his longevity and what he has done for Indian football for this long, I think for sure now we can say that maybe he's not as talented as I am Vijayan was, but now Sunil Chhetri, his performance, he has been very solid for India throughout his career. I'll give him an 8. Rahim Ali, I think bits and pieces he look good. A bit confusing performance again. He was not sure where to go because still he is new to the team. I'll give a Rahim Ali a 7. Oh, sorry, 6.5. Farooq Chaudhary, again a fantastic performance coming from bench and scoring that goal. And I like that finish. It was cool and calm finish, if you ask me. So I will give a 7 out of 10. Manveer Singh, I think that's what one of my lowest player rating from this team. I think he looks very bad, and today I'm not sure what happened, but I'll give him a 5. I think that's the lowest from my side. Now coming to subs from India, I think of course we already given Farooq Chaudhary a rating. He was a substitute, but then he came at a half time. Then of course Glenn Martins came around 76 minutes, I think, and standard 5 for him, 5.5 for us for being a sub. And then later on, Pornoy also came, Yasir also came. I think they're too late to rate them. What about the Nepali sub, Sudesh?
Yeah, pretty much surprising that Nepal decided to sub in couple of players in the 43rd minute, and I think it was kind of justified as well. So Anjan Bista came in from the bench. I think he had his moments. He has his moments of impact, and then he was involved in some chances that were created as of late. So I think I would give him a 6.5. And then we have someone who came in place of Suman Rama. Bishal Rai came in place of Suman Rama, and despite missing, I guess, a chance, but he was kind of involved in play. The whole Nepalese midfield was, but in particular, Bishal Rai was also kind of involved. Despite missing a shot, I would give him a 6. Then we had Navik Shrestha who came in for Aish Kalan. Uh, pretty much it has been kind of an off tournament for Navik Shrestha, and he was involved in one of those moves where Nepal won the ball back in a dangerous position, but was shot out of target. But I think Novayuk had a better performance than the first friendly, so I would give him a 6. And then we had 86-minute subs, 3 subs, 4 minutes. Despite those were eventful, I don't think they were that involved, and I would not rate him on the basis of 9 odd minutes that they played.
Okay, now coming into the coaches, and I think Napoli's crowd was very good, so I think they full marks for them. I think I will give Agos T-Mac today a better than first game for sure. Maybe a 6.5. Many of the people on the chat will not agree, but you have to give him credit that he came with a change of plan, 4-4-2 formation, long ball. Even though like it or not like it, that worked for him. He won the match. In the end, people will remember the score line. So I will give Igos T-Mac 6.5. What about the Napoli's coach?
On the I've always been an admirer of that guy, considering what he has done for the side in such a short span of time. And today, I think he did a job quite well. It was unfortunate that the forwards didn't convert, but he clearly won the battles that he was supposed to win. The midfield was really dynamic in the first half, and the robust defensive structure was maintained until they went for a goal, and then they ended up conceding two in the process. So I think I would give him a solid 7.5 on the basis of how he managed. Things could have been better in some instances here and there, but we'll always have them. I mean, in wins as well. So these are very promising signs. And today was also dominating a side like India in the first half, in and out, was quite an achievement in itself. So I think he has fulfilled his promises up until date, and then he will be watching out in the Doha camp. So a 7.5 for him, a huge admirer.
And they will be in Doha. So are you planning to meet the team and the coach?
If the bubble thing is not applicable, and if they are lenient enough for a vaccinated uh, like person to meet them, I think I will definitely give it a shot. But
Yeah,
nothing is
just
confirmed as of yet.
yeah. The question from Nepal is Shishar Ragbi says, Sudesh, what is your opinion on Tej Tamang frequent rash shot outside the frame? But I think if you might ask my opinion, that rash shot that got you the goal today, So maybe he can take those shots if he has that quality to score those goals. Suresh, what do you think?
Yeah, but at times I felt like it was being too much because Nepal were taking shots from outside of the box. I mean, everyone was taking that. Pujan Upperkoti, the defensive midfielder, was stepping in.
So you can't. I think you can't sometimes tell the players were responsible for that. It might be the coach giving them
Yeah,
these
yeah.
instructions before the game.
I think that was a yeah. I think that was a shoot and shine order because after the first half, especially dominating that much and not getting a goal, and those desperate attempts, you go on trying everything. I mean, come on, we have seen sides like Qatar doing that against India, so it's obvious that sides like Nepal can do that as well in search of a goal. It's a positive that Taistamang struck it so sweet that we got a goal, but I think at times you have to kind of embrace those approach to get those goals if you are not getting it them by any other means.
Okay. Yeah. So we know that what's next for Nepal. We know that what next for India. Final thoughts, Sudesh, on the two games which India and Nepal played before we move into some
First things
questions.
first, yeah, first things first, I'm glad that this series happened because, as I've always mentioned, Nepal were untested against a side that were of their caliber. They played against Chinese Taipei, but I don't think that was much of like Chinese Taipei was a regional opponent and aside of India's stature, although they seem to be progressing in a very rapid way. I think that that was a plus for Nepal, and losing against the sides like Iraq, Jordan, Australia was obvious, but trying and testing yourself with the opponents that you're going to play in October in SAF Championship was indeed a really good occasion for the Nepalese side to figure out their mistakes and figure out what they can play into. So I think a very decent performance from the side, considering how we were 6 or 7 months ago. We have progressed very good, and I think following this trajectory, we'll definitely land on into one of those contenders for the SAF Championship this time around. Although we have always been considering ourselves, a contenders of SAF Championship. I think this time around, not only because of the players we have or the moments that we might have, I think this time we can have a decent shot at it as a system and as a side. So these two friendlies will definitely act upon for both the sides to kind of prepare. And I just hope this momentum continues for Nepal, not the losing one, but in terms of stylistical play and how tactically the side has evolved.
Yep, considering for the India's point of view, I think there are more questions now than the answers. I will say that because there is already doubts on the Agos Simak and his tactics and his selections. Now I think people will doubt him more. Even India has won the game out of two games, one drawn, one won. But I think there are more questions on the selection. There were already. I was questioning this also, that why he just selected one center back, and that eventually I think shown in both the games that he was missing that the second center back. Usually a team keep at least three center backs, and then you have those right back, left back to support those center backs if needed, when you go for two games like back to back game like these. So I think he needs to find that answer of the center back for sure. What is his best midfield combination? He has these players, but he need to at least now finalize that who are his first two midfielder in that 4-2-3-1 formation. I think it looks like Brendan will be the number 10 but at this stage, but I think he should finalize that also, because now the time for Indian football is that the players should be knowing that they are first choice or not, because that's how they will need to prepare mentally also. They should be aware that what are the best position they're going to play into, what is the best position, how they can contribute more. I think that's how they can link up with the players in the training. If you keep on changing players position here and there, I think that's these questions are still not answered. Manveer Singh has now become a right winger. Last year we were hoping that he will be the number 9 India looking for. So I think these answers maybe we get after SAF Championship. At this stage, I don't have answer for these, and I think now he has just Durand Cup in between and the preseason games to select his team for SAF Championship. So I think we will not see many changes. Maybe few players will come back who's out with the injuries, but at this stage, Sandesh is also looking unlikely. So I think he's still. And another thing which I'm surprised that he has not kept Sunil Narendra in the as a centre back, because AFC Under 23 Championship you will require those Under 23 centre back. Narendra, Anwar Ali, these people need to be there. So I think these players he need to select them, play them, because they are needed in that AFC Under 23 Championship qualifiers. And it looks like Anwar Ali, clarity on Anwar Ali future came at a right time for India. I think he is a good centre back. Played under 17 World Cup, played against Argentina, scored against Argentina. Not many Indians, not many South Asian can say. I think there is no none South Asian can say that. So I think his selection, if he's available for the selection, will Igor Stimac select him or not now is a big question mark, because there is just Durand Cup to judge him. For him, he might not have seen him play live. So I think now Durand Cup becomes important for India. Today was the first game which Mohammedan Sporting scored 4-1. I think they won 4 against Indian Air Force. So I think now I'm looking forward to the Durand Cup and see how these young Indian players do. Velo says, I also wanted to add after last game that I watched the replays and the pitch was in a bad quality for both the games. Where the uneven grass was creating a resistance on ball position, and that has pointed out. Today was pitch was more. There was a more bubble on the pitch. Ball was bubbling instead of traveling very comfortably. And that might be the reason Nepal going for the long shots, India going for the long ball. I think that's the only reason I can think that Igor Stimac changed his tactics. Also feel that the interception needs to be spontaneous and improve a lot, and that's come with a more and more training, more and more the practice game. Yeah, Akash Limbu says Anwar Ali, just that. Will Anwar Ali play anytime soon? I think he will play in Durand Cup for Delhi FC. Will Igor Stimac select him or not? That's depend on him. I think so. Is selected by any team. Anwar Ali is with Delhi FC. He's playing in Durand Cup, and I think he will play in I League Second Division qualifiers also. So it's going to be interesting that will because there is not enough centre back, and he need at least two or three centre back for the AFC Under 23 qualifiers. So he need to call these young players in the camp now, because eventually if he doesn't know that who are his first choice Under 23 centre back, because he doesn't have any centre back even in this team, just Sana, who is not under 23. Then you're playing Pritam Kotal, Subhashish Bose, Rahul Beke, a centre back who are not centre back. So I think that's I think our only big question mark at this stage for him. Another question mark is the position of Sunil Chhetri, where he wants to play him. Will he going to play the center forward, continue to play there, or he will play the secondary striker, or also the change of formation? Should he stick to 4-2-3-1? Should he play 4-4-1-1? So I think these are the all the good questions for him to once he start that training camp again before the SAF Championship, select the best player who are available. So I think that's going to be when SAF competition. That's going to be interesting point when SAF competition starts at Trumul. It will be in October in Maldives. Are crowd allowed in Durand Cup? At this stage, crowd is not allowed. But what I'm told that there might be crowd in semi-final and final. India and Nepal are like roommates, always ready for a FIFA game. That's true. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, really. Rahim Ali, how did he got selected as the man of the series? He was good though, but how? I'm also surprised. Maybe they didn't want to give Sunil Chhetri a man of the series. They gave it to Rahim Ali. I'm not sure. Last game also he was given a man of the match. I'm not sure. Maybe the sponsor who is giving those awards is Rahim Ali. Might I'm just joking. Might have a relative there, but he was good. But I'm not sure he was good for the man of the series. Is there a two man of the matches? I have seen a Nepali player also getting a man of the match, Indian player also getting a man of the match. So what kind of setup was there? Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I saw that as well. I saw a video on AIFF's page, of the Indian man of the match, and then I also saw a photo of Tej Tamang holding that man of the match certificate. So I think they gave it to a player each from the side. So that's pretty strange in a sense.
Yeah, Velo asked my opinion on Farouk performance lately. He has scored two goals, potentially three in span of 2 matches. He's a quite confident and the ball. Yeah, Farouk looks very cool and calm in front of the goal. That's what you want from your striker and center forward. I think, and India doesn't have many good goal scorer. If you ask me who are the goal scorer in this team, Sunil Chhetri, Manveer Singh, maybe Anirudh Thapa. Then who are? Then of course someone like Farooq Chaudhary need to come and list in class, so they need to score more goals. And player for midfield, they need to chip it just like Anuj Thapa. Other midfielder also need to chip with the goals. Let's see. Appiah didn't play it good in both the games. Himanshu, quite agree. I think I gave him today a 6. I think if I can go my rating again, yeah, I gave him 6. 6.5. I think he was not that good, but he was again. He's a defensive midfield position sometime, and especially the considering the pitch, Apuya shoots this short passing playing style. He is not that player who will put those long balls. So I think that may be the reason. Sudesh, what is your opinion on Nepalese coach today's approach? Is it going to pay us in a long run? What our final third is so weak? Same guy. Should ask this to you.
Yeah, we have chosen that for ourselves, and I think the change of approach should happen from the very grassroots level. And what we are doing now is not the ideal way to go, but I think he definitely has a direction that he has figured out. And with the batch of player he has, this is a very good performance, and I think it will benefit us on the long run. Considering if he stays in Nepal for a year or two, and the coach that follows his realms will also go in a similar approach. So I think with the physicality that we have, with the resources that we have, this approach can definitely benefit us on the long run. And the second question about what was the second question about? I just forgot. All right, why is our final third so weak? I think that's obvious. It has to come from the very ranks, and it does not happen overnight. I think you need to train those players well, make them play very frequently, and give them chances for them to kind of enhance their skills. I don't see that happening in the Nepalese system or structure. So we cannot expect them to be uh, astoundingly good overnight. And that's what we saw today. I think there was a system, but the end chances were not getting finished. And for that level of polish, I think you need to do something that demands and that requires that level of precision and everything that top elite footballers do. So I don't think they have that opportunity now. So in order to improve the final third, I think the system is good. I think you need to give the players a little bit more exposure and trainings that are very specified on what they need to work on. And till this date, I'm informed that before Almutairi, Nepal had never had an analyst, a performance analyst. So I think that's where they should work on as well. So these are some points that only showed up today. And since we played relatively good in defense and in midfield, I think that's the only weakness that we saw today, and that was what was highlighted. So it's only going to be better considering it's going to progress, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions. Just let me forward this email. One question is on Thapa's rating. I think Janvi asked. I gave Thapa 7. People are asking for player rating. We already rated all players. So once this video go offline, you can watch it again. Will India take a senior team on the SAF? At this stage, looks like India is going to take senior team. Apuya was good in both game, holding the ball, says Laughing Walk. I think that's opinion. What do you think the better pick for squad? I think people are asking that which Indian players Igosti Mac can called upon. I think he should call upon Narendra, Anwar Ali, young centre back who will be playing AFC Under 23 qualifiers, can try it for the senior team. Alongside Jerry Mointhama, can the another guy Vidya Sagar Singh, if you want another new striker, but I'm not sure he will call him or not. Rahul KP was a part of this squad. Will he keep him in the final squad next time? So these are the players. Udanta Singh, he was dropped. Ashish Kuran is injured, so if he when he's fit, will he automatically call back again? I think these are the questions. Sandesh Jingan at this stage look like unlikely to play SAF Championship because it's not in a FIFA window. So that for sure. But let's see if his club release him or not, because the games are going on, and usually European club doesn't release their player. Why was Brendan not starting? I think maybe tactically he was not starting because Brendan likes to play those short passes, to use those flicks and everything. I think maybe his game was not suited for this pitch or the situation, because he was also not brought in from the bench, so that also was surprising for me. Uh, long walk. Okay, long walk. Okay, I got it. Your name. The question is little off topic, but sure, Sandesh. Sudesh talked about grassroots. I wanted to ask any updates on ISL under 21 talks below. As of now, there is no update on ISL under 21. There is no final decision taken, so we'll touch upon that once in next week, Friday, weekly live. CMAC halftime talk. Now who will save me? Question mark, says one of the user. Why Rahim man of the series? I also don't understand why Rahim is man of the series. Only one center back in squad. That's shameless. I think that's some very bad decision. If you ask me, my point of view, I've said this in the before we started these matches in the preview. Also, it was surprising that he dropped Adil Khan and somebody like Narendra. I think he should at least kept one of those. Siva Sakti is also a young coach. Need to give him chance to them. I think Siva Sakti can be called for under 23 championship. Qualifiers camp. So that will be the right step for him. Vimal Garti was missing for me, says somebody from Nepal. Comments are going thick and fast. Yeah, so that's it. I think if you guys have not liked this video, we're just 16 likes away from 200 likes. Of course, you can follow Sudesh on Twitter. His Twitter ID is display on your screen, which is at the rate Sudesh Baniya 10. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, which is 7 Negi Ashish. So number 7, number 10. And at least I got this India jersey today, and India won. So I think next time onwards, I need to make it a very regularly bring jersey. I think so that India keep on winning.
Yeah. I think you should send some to Igor's T-Mac as well.
I think he has of course have national team colors with him. Sunil Chetri as a lone striker is not effective. I think because he has not played as a lone striker throughout his career. If you see, when before Igor's team and before Stephen came, India used to play 4-4-2. He used to play with Baiching Bhutia, Abhishek Yadav, these kind of strikers alongside. So I think of course Chetri's best football comes when he's a free role, given a free role, not given a fixed position. That's why the secondary striker, the left winger role suits Chetri more at this time than the center forward role. Still lots to learn, says not good enough, says one of the user. We should try Apuya, Brandon Thapa, Sahel midfield, a 4-4-2. You're suggesting Himanshu. That can be the good option. Put Sahel on a right side of midfield, put Brandon on left side of midfield, and Thapa on tip of the diamond and Apuya on the base of the diamond. Which Nepali player impressed me most? I think Sudesh have already told which Nepali player. I think irrespective, Anjan didn't get much playing time. I liked his swagger and his approach to the game. I think he looks more confidence. Other than that, I think Tej Tamang in midfield, irrespective of his goal, looked good. Of course, he taken those long
Yeah.
shots, but I think he looks more in good control. Kiran was, of course, a solid on that as a goalkeeper. So I think these three players, I think looks good for me as a neutral for sure. Whereas Rollin was dropped by Agos Max, who is not a part of the squad. Stimac is forcing players to play a style they are not comfortable with. I never saw Manveer or Bipin take on their man or run their flanks. These play different style for their clubs, and that's a debate throughout the world. Players playing differently for club, differently for national team. I think it's a coach responsibility to bring best out of the players. I think Manveer Singh should be played as a number 9. If he's not playing, let's keep him on the bench. Let's play true wingers as a wingers. Manveer Singh is not a winger. When will Bimal Gharti Magar recover? I think last match game, Sudesh touched upon it that he's still on a rehab. So I think unlikely for Saf, Sudesh.
Yeah, he's unlikely for SAF, and I think he will be out for SAF because he's been in rehab for like 8 or 9 months now. He had a major ACL injury and he had to go under a surgery, and he's still in Doha, getting his ankle treated. So I think it's gonna be next year or so, and I don't see him coming into the national side. Although he might train some later part of this year, but I don't see him coming into the national team as of yet.
So you think Ishan Pandit is ready? I don't think so. Ishan Pandit is ready. Sunil played very well as a deep lying forward, very well, and that's the point. He doesn't play that solos number 9 position anymore. He's need to given that free role, and Chetri, I think, deserve that to be given that free defensive role where he don't need to defense when required. Give him freedom to score goals. Why Indian players looks confused in the first half? Arsenal Rock. I think maybe change of tactics. India went long ball. They maybe not aware that one need to be done, and which was not the case in all the last game they played under Igor Stimac. We'll meet again, Saf. Yes, I think we are going to bring a Saf football podcast for sure. We're trying to get guests from Pakistan, Bangladesh. Even Pakistan is not going to play Saf. I think it's good to get their perspective also what's going on in their country. From Nepal, from India, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and of course Maldives. So we're trying to hope get some guests together, make a band, and then put a new podcast series on this channel where we will discuss about South Asian football at least weekly till SAF Championship, maybe then fortnight after the SAF Championship. That's the plan going ahead. What do you say about performance of Nepal? I was impressed. I think Nepal deserved to win in the first game. Today, I can say I think it was a okay game for the both side. You can't say that Nepal deserved to win, India deserved to win. I think whoever shown that extra quality won the game, which is India. First game, I can say Nepal did very well. Nepal is playing better football, or India is not picking up the mark. I think it's a case of both. Nepal did play well football. India, I think they were not up to mark for sure. If Indian team under Igor Stimac without Sunil, what would we have hope? I think that's what the story for last 10 years. What would have India done without Sunil Chetri? Stimac skipped chemistry classes. Now his team have no chemistry. That's an interesting comment. If Indian team Susira's injury update and is still on a rehab uh, for sure. So I think we are going to bring a SAF football podcast very soon. I think so. I'm just working on that, getting my contacting my old friends from all these countries. I think of course from Nepal we already have Sudesh on board, but getting from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Maldives, and of course from Bhutan also. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, I think Sudesh, anything more you want to add? I think you want to also rush to your home. You're in still in a college.
Uh, yeah. Those are like fun two games, and we really enjoyed doing this live stream for you guys. And make sure you tune into Khel Now's YouTube channel and also watch our website where we roll out interesting content on a daily basis.
Yeah, Sunil Chhetri did not celebrate against Nepal because he's Gurkhali, but just to break your heart, he has celebrated in past. And with this goal, just to another fact for you, Sunil Chhetri now scored 6 goals against Nepal. That is the highest he has scored against any country. Nepal, Maldives, and Chinese Taipei he scored 6 goals. So that's the answer. Mohammad Neville can play under 23 for India. Of course, I think Mohammad Neville is a fantastic talent. If you guys have not seen his interview on our channel since he came back from Spain, this is his first exclusive interview. You guys should watch out for that. He also shares his experience at how he started football, how he got selected for Reliance Youth Foundation project, how he went to Spain, what he did in Spain. It's everything is there. Just go to the channel and check out that video. Predict the scoreline if Chetri plays for Nepal. That's interesting, and that can be the last question. So, Sudesh, if Sunil Chetri was playing for Nepal as a centre forward, what was the score line for this game or the last game?
Well, I think he would be more incisive and he would have a more defined role than certainly what he has in India's set lineup, and he would definitely get more chances. So
Well,
I think we would definitely win. I
well,
mean,
even
no.
even even so, just to wrap this video and on this debate of Sunil Chetri and Nepal, this is a very old debate among old Indian football fans and Nepal football fans. Sunil Chetri would have not become a Sunil Chetri if he was in Nepal. That's my point. I'm not saying that his natural talent and it's about how Indian football, I League, ISL later on
Mhm.
they gave him the platform to become Sunil Chhetri. That's my point because there is no league, regular league in Nepal. Sunil Chhetri has gone to Portugal, gone to MLS. I think that's the platform which India gave him. I think which I will love Nepal to give the same platform to the young footballers. I think the raw talent Nepal does have it, but I think because of the no proper league,
Yeah.
no proper football structure, you can't. you can't create Sunil Chetri without those, And India has done this in part. It's not that only Sunil Chetri. We had Baichung Bhutia, I am Vijayan before that. We have very good footballers in 60s. So of course, 60s we can't take much credit, but in the recent part, in the recent years, you have to give credit that India took football seriously. Among SAF football, even India has not won anything at the say Asian level and the qualified for World Cup, but at least we produced some like Sunil Chetri, gave him platform, and he did well for India. Scored those 75 goals for India, which is the big achievement for a South Asian player to do. So I think, and Kapil agree to that. One of my old friends says, and he's from Nepal. I agree on Sunil Chetri being not being the Chetri in Nepal. I think the platform, and if government of Nepal, and as an Indian, I'm saying I'm not Nepali. If government of Nepal, UNFA, can they create a league where Nepalese players can play 10-month football, leave out 10 months, there's 6 to 8 month football, and that will help Nepal as a country. And football being the primary sport in Nepal, if you have to see, cricket has come on the later part of the later in last 5 to 6 years
Yeah.
and overtaken football. If you see the kind of sponsors, the kind of matches the Nepalese team playing, there's a domestic league also going on, IPL league. So that's my point is, if if Anfa and Nepal government can take football seriously, can do a proper league, not just in Kathmandu, all across the Nepal, I think that will be the turning point for the Nepalese football. And I have been saying this again and again. I have said this, I think 7 to 8 years ago on those Facebook group which I have been part of. Even I would love to tease Nepalese fan. Nepal has the raw talent. It's just that they need structure, they need government support, they need UNFA support. There is enough grant coming from FIFA and AFC. It just that it need to be channelized on a proper way, so that Nepal can make their own Sunil Chetri and doesn't feel proud to call Sunil Chetri as a Nepalese origin. And that once this change, and this will work for Nepal football team. SAF will have the same squad as now, or will Durand Cup change a lot? I'm not sure it's going to change a lot. I think it will be very same squad, maybe one or two player going here and there. Who do you think dominated the match? I think first half Nepal dominated. Second half it was 60-40 for India. I think you can say that. Baiching was also Nepali. No, Baiching was from Sikkim.
Second.
He's not Nepali. So just for clarity, and I state facts. So I'm not going to say that he's not. Sunil Chetri is. So I'm not taking the credit away. Nepal is unstable country. How can a sports be a priority there? I think that's also a point. Politics, government, these need to be stabilized before sports taking a priority. But you have seen cricket getting a priority and doing well. We have Nepalese cricketer playing in IPL. Even they're not playing, but they have been part of the squad. So that tells you the how much progress Nepalese cricket has done. And cricket is not a natural sports for Nepalese. I'm still sure the lower belt people playing the people on the south of the Nepal, they are more into the cricket because they touch the borders with India. So the cricket has overtaken football. So that's, I think you can say it's even the politically unstable. Still, cricket has done well. So I think football can also do well considering the passion for the football by Nepalese people. So I think now that's a good time to end. There are lots of video content is coming on. All the links of Khel is in the description tab. You can of course follow Sudesh on Twitter, me on Twitter. The links are in description. Thank you for joining in. Uh, I hope Nepalese fan will remain on the channel because the South Asian Football Podcast will be coming very soon on this channel. Thank you guys. We'll see you again.